I'm here at Penn State Fayette with Mr. Hines Ward. Sir, thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. Now, you've been to 4 Pro Bowls, am I correct?
Correct.
Maybe you could tell us maybe some of the friendships that sparked as a result of those Pro Bowls. Any of your rivals that you became close to after playing with them on a Pro Bowl team?
I don't know too much about friendships. On the field, I have a lot of enemies, but off the field, I get along with anyone. So it was a little crazy, being on the same team with some of the Baltimore Ravens players and having Ray Lewis. But I know one thing: they were glad to have me on their team and not having to go up against me, because and then vice versa for me. I didn't want to be hit by those guys as well. So you develop a relationship like that off the field, but there's still a genuine hate between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. But I think it's a professional dislike between each other.
Now, how do you feel? I understand when you retired, you at that time were the only Steeler who had played both in the 90s and in this decade. Can you talk a little bit about maybe the evolution of the team over those years and maybe some changes that you experienced from the Cowher era to the Tomlin era?
Well, one thing about the Pittsburgh Steelers, expectations will always be high in the city of Pittsburgh. It's a Super Bowl or nothing. As players, when you go to training camp, it's a lot different than other training camps, because our training camp, our quest is to go to a Super Bowl and win it. And some other teams, they're just excited to be 500 or to go to the playoffs. So I don't think that's changed from the Cowher regime to the Coach Tomlin's regime. I mean, both of those guys is all about winning and executing, and on a day-to-day basis, yes, I'm kind of the old player that's been there in the 90s and going to the 2000s, but the philosophy hasn't changed one bit, and that's always it's a Super Bowl or nothing.
What do you find special about Pittsburgh's fan base?
You know what? Just the relationship. I think it's a special bond that the city has with the team. I think they live. We bring them excitement on Sundays when times are going bad. For 3 hours on a Sunday, they don't have to worry about that bill payment, or they don't have to worry about some of the struggles that they have. So I just think the connection that the city has with the football team is a special one, and for me to play there for 14 years is a big honor. And I look forward to coming back, and I'm sure if I walk down the streets of Pittsburgh that there'll be plenty of people to welcome me in to get a good home-cooked meal if I ever needed one. So, but I love everything about Pittsburgh. It's my home away from home, and to be here, very blessed to be there for 14 years. And, I just try to do so much for a city who's given me everything.
How about Dancing with the Stars? Was that something that you were comfortable with going into, or did you kind of find your feet as you went along?
I wasn't comfortable at all. More so wearing the outfits. I definitely wasn't comfortable wearing those. But you know what? I've kind of always been one of those guys, to think outside the box. If the opportunity's there, take full advantage of it, and why not? I've never been one of those guys to shy away from any opportunity that's given to me to help better my life, and it's definitely been a life-changing moment for me. It's kind of crazy, and everywhere I go, you think playing for 14 years for the Pittsburgh Steelers and winning Super Bowls, I'm just as known as bringing home a Mirrorball trophy from Dancing with the Stars, and it's crazy because guys watch the show now, so you would think they'd talk about football, but they be like, yeah, man, you did a great job on Dancing with the Stars. So for me, it was a great opportunity to shine a light for the city of Pittsburgh, and I have a picture of all the 3 celebrity judges waving the terrible towel, and how cool is that to bring the terrible towel to Dancing with the Stars.
How about I have a sort of funny question. I know you have a really dedicated fan base for yourself personally. What's the funniest thing that someone has asked you to autograph over the years?
A newborn's head.
Really?
A newborn baby's head. How old is she? Y'all, like 2 days. Will you sign her head right here? I was like, no, I'm not signing the baby's head. But so that was a little awful for me. But I did get a picture with the child. But I didn't want to sign the baby's head for 2 days old. I think that was inappropriate.
So one final question. I know playing football for so many years and racking up so many records, it had to consume a lot of your life. And I know some ways, but maybe you can comment on how you kind of fill that void nowadays and make up for that lack of daily camaraderie and excruciating practice with your.
I definitely, I don't miss the pain at all, for sure. I don't, my Monday morning I wake up, I feel good that I don't play football in the NFL anymore. But, playing football is practically taking up 2/3 of my whole life. That's all I've done for so many years. So now that I'm retired, it's about staying busy. I'm doing a lot of different projects, working with NBC. I had the opportunity to do that. So I still get to be a part of the game, and now I'm announcing the game or commentating on the game and even taking it from there. I do Notre Dame football as well, and I've always been a huge college football fan. So now getting the opportunity to go to South Bend and doing some college game, and it's exciting for me. So there's no question I still miss football, because I still think that I can play. But for me, kind of 14 years is a blessing for anyone to play in the NFL, and for me, I just couldn't fathom seeing myself in another uniform. So it was easier for me to walk away from the game because I've already been to the promised land 3 times and won it twice. So it was much easier for me to retire than to go somewhere else and put on another uniform.
Super Bowl MVP, multiple record holder, multiple-time Pro Bowl player, Mr. Hines, thank you for your time today. Much appreciated.